Hey, what's going on, RC drivers? Welcome back to the workshop. Today we're going to do a quick revisit on the ProBoat Horizon Harbor tug. We're going to go and install the water pump so we could use these water cannons. Pretty excited to try that out. But first up, I wanted to circle back around and talk about the water I was getting in the hull. Now, I took this out to my kids' pool in the backyard, which I don't know, they really haven't used this summer, but put the tugboat in, took everything off the top and just drove it around in a circle nice and easily, and I wasn't getting any water inside. So I started to really hammer on the throttle, got the water really choppy in the pool, and I noticed that water was getting through these side holes here. I don't know what they're called, limber holes maybe from what I looked up. Please let me know what they are in the comments section below. But anyway, I think they're supposed to let water off the deck, and they were letting water on the deck. I could really see the water coming over and then spilling into the hatch here. And in all fairness, in the instruction manual, it does say to tape this down if you're getting water on the deck and into the hull. So that was the problem with my boat. And I was driving this next to a waterfall, so the water was really choppy. It was getting in. That was the problem there. My kids were doing really tight figure eights with it, getting the water really choppy, and the water was getting on the deck and getting in. So that was my problem with it. But I would just watch, the water going over the deck. And so what I did to actually remedy the problem is I moved the battery forward on my boat, and I noticed it pushed the bow down a little bit more, got the stern up out of the water a little bit more, and that lessened the water going onto the deck. And maybe I'll actually take some ballast out of the side pods here and move it towards the front. But actually with this pump here, this adds a little bit more weight to the front as well. So maybe that will balance out the boat a bit more and not so much water will come over the deck. So, I would definitely check that if you're getting water in your boat. All right, now it's time to move on to the water pump here. And this is a pretty easy install. And in my review of the boat, I saw a bunch of people say, I'm just gonna go get a fish tank pump and wire it up myself. And cool, this is a model, go for it. Be resourceful, have fun building up your boat. But for those of us that don't want to go and customize something, you could go and pick up this pump from ProBoat. And it bolts right in. It's got a mount that goes onto some mounting bosses inside the boat, and you just simply plug it in and go. Nice and easy. So that's what we're gonna do. I'll head over to the workbench right now, show you how easy it is to install the water pump, and then we'll take it out. Let's get this pump installed. All right, first up, you're gonna wanna locate the control unit here. It'll be marked with channel 3 down here and M1 up here. This is the plug that the motor is gonna get plugged into. And then you're gonna wanna locate your feed tube, and it comes with the screw in here so you don't get any water inside the boat. And you just gotta basically take that out and then bolt your motor into the mounting bosses down here in the bottom of the hull using the supplied hardware. So I'll get that done right now. There it is, the pump mounted in front of the boat. And before I bolted the bracket down, I did go and put the feed tube on, plugged everything in, and now I just have to go and put a line from the exit tube to the Y connector for the cannons. And unfortunately, they don't give you one from what I gather. I luckily have some fuel tubing from my nitro cars. That's what I'm going to use. So just a heads up there, double check. I'm not sure if it came with the boat or not. So if you don't have some extra line to connect the pump to the Y connector on the cabin here, you're going to need to pick up some tubing. So I'll get this hooked up and we'll head out and have some fun with this thing. All right, drivers, after an easy install, I'm over here at the pond and I've just been enjoying the Horizon Harbor tug. This boat is just so relaxing, really cool to cruise around with, but this is what we're here for. Watch this. Hit the auxiliary 3 button on the radio, and there's our water cannons. How cool is that? Got some pretty good distance on those things, but that just adds an extra fun factor to this boat. I mean, yeah, it's an awesome retrieval boat. It's cool to just kind of relax and drive around. Those water cannons though, that's cool. And they're constant, so if you want to shut them off, you have to hit the auxiliary button again and it'll just shut off. So if you leave it on, it just runs the whole time. All right, guys, we'll head back to the workshop for a quick wrap up. Well, I hope everybody stuck around to the end of the video because I have some more important information to share with you. But first up, I want to talk about the water cannons. Those are really cool. I mean, anytime you could add squirting water to an RC vehicle, that is cool in my book, and it added a big fun factor to this boat. I mean, it's fun to just cruise around with this thing, but squirting water, that's pretty awesome. My only tip for you is to not operate the pumps near land. You know, when you're really close to shore, maybe there's, you know, weeds and algae and stuff. That was what happened with me. There was a lot of gunk in the water, and it sucked it up through the pump and clogged up the water can. So I would just say steer clear of operating those near shore or near debris or anything like that, and you should be good to go. What I'm going to do is just use some compressed air and hopefully blow any gunk that's in there out so I could use my cannons again. But anyway, those are a lot of fun. Now, on to the leak issue. Actually, what I discovered before was only kind of masking the problem by adjusting the bias of this boat. There was still water getting into the boat when I went out into the pond, and I was absolutely baffled. Came back home again and put the boat in the pond and just started tipping the boat, and noticed that one of these holes that I was talking about before that's supposed to let water off of the deck, there's actually a seam there where they join the boat together, and that's where the water was getting into the boat. So it wasn't coming through the hatch, it was you know, coming through this seam over here in the side of the boat. And you know, when I was testing it before, I was going the opposite way, so water wasn't getting in through this seam. This seam was nice and sealed. It was this one over here. So if you're getting water in your boat and you're baffled on where it's coming from, maybe fill up your bathtub, tip the boat, and see if there is a seam that is leaking. I'm just gonna go put some silicone there to seal that up, and that will be the fix. So hopefully I helped some people out that may have been getting water into their boat. But overall, again, this is a really, really fun boat. It's an awesome retrieval boat. Do like the water pump on there. It's a nice addition to this thing. I'm gonna have a lot more fun with this. It was really cool. Just sit by the water and drive this thing around and just relax. I love this boat. All right, guys, if you have any other questions or comments, throw it in the section down below. While you're there, hit that subscribe button and the notifications bell. Throw this video a like, and we'll see you back soon for some more RC Driver videos.